Welcome back to ALEC's This Week in American History. Here we go. On this week in 1790, Alexander Hamilton created the Coast Guard. On August 4th, 1790, Congress agreed to fund 10 cutters to be maintained by the U.S. Treasury Department. Originally, the Coast Guard was meant to enforce tariffs. However, because the U.S. Navy wouldn't be re-established until 1798, the Coast Guard, then known as the U.S. Revenue Cutter Service, also took on other duties like combating piracy, ferrying government officials, and carrying mail. These ships would even supplement the Navy in the Civil War. While the Coast Guard in its current form wasn't created until 1915, August 4th, 1790 is now celebrated as the Coast Guard's official birthday. On this week in 1945, the U.S. dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. In August of 1945, 3 months after Germany's surrender in World War II, the U.S. turned its attention to the conflict in the Pacific. The Allies were preparing for a costly invasion of Japan by firebombing the mainland. However, the secretive Manhattan Project produced 2 atomic bombs nicknamed Little Boy and Fat Man. The Allies called for Japan's unconditional surrender in late July, promising prompt and utter destruction. Otherwise, the ultimatum was ignored. On August 6th, the crew of the Enola Gay dropped the first atomic bomb on the city of Hiroshima. Estimates vary, but between 90 and 165,000 people were killed. The US dropped a second atomic bomb on Nagasaki 3 days later, which prompted the Japanese to surrender days later, ending the Second World War. And on this week in 1964, Congress passed the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. By 1964, the US had been slowly increasing support for the South Vietnamese in their fight against Communist North Vietnam. On August 2nd, the USS Maddox, a destroyer conducting a patrol in the Gulf of Tonkin, reported being attacked by 3 North Vietnamese Navy torpedo boats. The Maddox and its fellow destroyer, the Turner Joy, reported a similar attack 2 nights later. On August 5th, President Lyndon Johnson submitted a resolution to Congress, which, if passed, would give him power to take all necessary measures to prevent further aggression. After less than 9 hours of committee consideration and floor debate, Congress approved the resolution on August 10, 1964, with only 2 senators in opposition. This led to heavy American involvement in Vietnam. By the end of U.S. participation in 1973, over 58,000 American service members had died. Unclassified reports years later cast doubt on whether the second Gulf of Tonkin attack actually happened. Thanks for joining us, and tune in again next Wednesday for ALEC's This Week in American History.